Welcome to the What's Left podcast. John here with Jake and Brad. We are the punk rock garage band podcast, adding our voice to resistance as loudly as we can here on the Derealization Nation Media Network. Before we get started, please like and subscribe. Really helping push us out in the algorithm. We really appreciate it making this thing a reality. Guys, we're gonna start where we always start, in the 51st state of Israel, our single most important state. Uh, Today, Israel conducted three airstrikes during the ceasefire. After yesterday saying they put the ceasefire back in place after carpet bombing the entirety of Gaza. They struck in Khan Yunis, in northern Gaza at Al Tufa, and southern Gaza in Bari Sohala. I'm probably mispronouncing that last one. I'm not sure. But they also struck Lebanon, just breaking that ceasefire for, I believe, literally over the thousandth time. Like, not a made up number there. Like, it's over 1,000 times they violated the Lebanon ceasefire. And Lebanon soldiers now have been told to respond if Israel attacks on the ground. So, potential for a hot war in Lebanon as well with Israel. And of course, that'll drag us into it. Um, Yeah, U.S. government report from before the ceasefire showed many hundreds of human rights violations. That the Washington Post reported would take multiple years to review, and all this bombing during the ceasefire is just adding to that list. They won't let the Cross in to see Palestinian hostages. Um, yeah, I mean, typical stuff from Israel and the IDF. When are we going to, do you think there's any chance that the media is going to stop calling this a ceasefire, or is this still just a historic peace deal?
Uh, this is still a ceasefire, and the media is going to keep reporting it as a ceasefire because, as we've learned, they're all paid.
Yeah.
They're all just paid by the same people. Even like left wing media or whatever shies away from genocide, shies away from calling it what it is because it's all funded by the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's not going to stop. I don't think that they're ever going to actually make Israel look like the bad guy.
It's
Like,
it doesn't seem like it. That's why these upcoming elections are so fucking important. Because there are across the board true blue anti-genocide candidates, and there are also some imposters who are rejecting APAC money while taking money from other donors. We're still repeating the things because APAC knows they're toxic now too. So in certain places, it's got to be careful, watch out for. But I don't think the American people are fooled. I think they know authenticity when they hear it, like Zoran in New York City. So, um, also IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir said that Israel would soon act with greater force than ever in the past 2 years. That's a direct quote. It's hard to imagine how you go harder at this, but it has to do with, the tunnels and digging out and destroying Hamas, or whatever the fuck their excuse is for this. Um, just giant. I don't, Genocide doesn't even seem like a large enough word anymore. Like it just a Holocaust. I don't know. It's they're seeking to eliminate every person in Gaza. And the world is doing nothing about it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I just don't think they respond to anything less than force. I think unless they're like, you know, brought to task. Uh,
no revolution has ever been made without violence.
yeah, and
Not a one.
this Israel thing needs a revolution. So it needs action. It needs action immediately.
Israel's treating the fucking ceasefire like it's a two-person game of tag, and when they tag the other team, they go no tag backs.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always been Israel's policy,
Oh
acting
yeah,
acting like children. Uh, they can hit you, but you can't hit them. So, yeah, no surprises, but I just want to keep reporting on it, keep an eye out because you're just not going to hear this from many places. that this is going on. And you can follow at Crust News on Threads like I do. They do an excellent job of updates. That's where I get a lot of my information from. It's where a lot of my research begins at Crust News, and I want to give them a shout out because they do great work over there. Uh, also, the president came back from China today with a deal, guys. Big deal. Uh, China gets access to chips, the NVIDIA chips that are super coveted, and the ones that everybody wants to get their hands on. Um, no TikTok deal. Um, we have a 1 year deal for rare earth minerals, and they will be buying soybeans from us, but not as many. So, uh,
Half of what they bought last year.
yeah. So, did China just eat our lunch, or am I missing something?
I don't understand. Like, it doesn't feel like we gained any advantage. If anything, it went back to neutral at the absolute best. But it really sounds like the soybean farmers still lost. So I don't understand what the point of the tariffs affecting everyday consumer prices was for anyone.
Well, if you were looking for China to have suffered some consequences, you're shit out of luck, because that didn't happen. If you were hoping for more soybean sales, you're not getting that. Um, they did also lower the tariff on fentanyl, but if you were hoping that that was because did anything different to reduce fentanyl, you'd also be incorrect. So it was an all-around win if you're China. Um, and I guess it depends on how much importance you really put on these chips, but the world is putting huge importance on these chips. Like most of the GDP of the entire fucking Eastern and Western hemisphere is like based on this AI technology. And these semiconductor chips, they're more than just they are for AI, but I mean they're obviously for hyper fast
The,
processing.
the market cap on Nvidia is higher than Apple and Microsoft.
OpenAI is considering an initial public offering of $1 trillion. $1 trillion.
Yep.
These people are nuts.
Not saying it's going to be the one of the most colossal bubbles ever created in the history of ever, but it's going to be insane. And it's not if, it is when.
Yeah. I
It's going to
think
be insane. Imagine a company that's skyrocketed like that, and these people are just burying money into it. If Nvidia fails, it all fails. The whole market is propped up by tech right now. It's all propped up by AI bullshit.
if you remove AI from the GDP of the United States of America, it has grown by 0.01%. That's essentially a loss. Like
Yeah, it
that's
doesn't
not
outgrow inflation.
right. It's not outgrowing inflation.
If it
So
doesn't outgrow inflation, you're losing money. If your pay raise does not cover inflation, you lost money. Your raise was a net loss.
yeah. Um, Jake, I want to make sure sometimes like is there any is all of that making sense, or is there you got some questions in there?
Kind of. I don't know. So like $1 trillion goes into what? And then it's gonna blow up.
So they're essentially saying that their company is worth $1 trillion, and the total shares that they offer for the public to purchase will be valuing at $1 trillion. And then based on what people choose to do, the price will fluctuate. So if more people want in, then now the price goes up and it's worth more than $1 trillion. If less people want in, they start to get out, the price goes down, and your stocks, you know what I mean, they're not worth as much.
Right.
It's essentially how it goes. And they want to open at $1 trillion market value.
Which is
That's insane.
that
Numbers aren't real.
no, they're definitely not. You know what else is $1 trillion? We've added $1 trillion to the debt.
Since
So
August.
yeah, that's not even a whole. Yeah, right, exactly. Not even a full, not a full fiscal year, just since August. So, um, let me know when you get your Doge check, I guess.
It's the fastest accumulation of $1 trillion in debt ever in the history of America. For those wondering at home,
You don't have to
even
add the
though,
America, Brad. Like nobody's ever
yeah,
accumulated
ever, that's true.
a
Yeah, 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 yeah,
trillion
yeah. That's
dollar
true.
debt
Yeah,
this
But
quickly.
just speaking as a, America first, because that's what we focus on is America first. That's why you people voted for Donald fucking Trump.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the fastest ever accumulation of $1 trillion in debt ever in the history of ever. Even though Doge cut government jobs, even though kids aren't being fed, we're somehow increasing our debt by the fastest ever. That's what we're doing. Kids aren't being fed, and the debt's just getting worse. It's getting worse, and kids aren't being fed. You guys are fucking gullible, dude.
Having spent my entire life listening to Republicans talk endlessly about debts, deficits, the fucking fear mongering about China and the rise of Russia, to see them spread Russian propaganda while selling our most delicate technology to China and blowing the debt up by $1 trillion over the course of a month. I just want every single motherfucking person who votes Republican to go out and shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. You don't care about any of this. And I'm just gonna go off on a little aside here because this has been bothering me all day long. Okay. And I've been saying this is an argument I've been making for years. You don't give a fuck about deficits by cutting the $186 million they already cut out of Snap before this latest move of theirs, right? You don't care about deficits by cutting these small piddly things around the edges. Social Security passes, that office passes audits, no problem. Medicaid, Medicare, they all pass their audits. The Defense Department is a giant slush fund for Lockheed Martin and Palantir and all of these fucking giant corporations. They go there, they make all this fucking money. You pay Elon Musk billions of dollars for this fucking for nothing, and they cannot pass an audit to save their fucking lives. If you cared about debt and deficit, you would cut the defense budget. You would get in there and you would fucking get surgical with it. That's where you would go if you actually cared about debt and deficits.
John, you better watch out. Talking about the Pentagon not passing audits, buddy. You know they'll kill for that shit.
I know. Listen, what's fucking come for me, I guess. You know what I mean? Like ICE is watching all of our social media posts now. They've got the technology.
No, I can't wait for him to pop up.
Yeah. Like best case scenario, I get sued because Donald Trump is a fucking pedophile, and I just won't stop saying it. Like that's like my best case scenario.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. Probably somewhere in the middle is like quietly assassinated on the side of the road on my way to work. Yeah. So hooray. That's all right. At least I'll still feel better because I'm actually doing something or trying to do something about it.
You stood on business.
That's right. I'll take my licks. Actually, well, no, I probably shouldn't give them any ideas. All right. Let's uh let's cut from that. But also like you don't care about debt and deficit when you keep bailing out banks and shit. And I sent you guys that video and it kind of sounds like there's already a little bit of panic underlying this market too. Sounds like there's already like some bank runs happening. People trying to withdraw large amounts of cash. So that's also something to watch. I have been predicting a crash with confidence for several months. And I can't say that I have heard any evidence that I will be wrong. Uh, Nothing convincing anyway. So we'll see,
It has to. It's all made up.
bro. That's the
It's all
thing.
made up.
It's already fake. So it's already like, I don't know.
It's real because we made it real, but it means nothing at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah, like if Elon Musk was like, I'd like to cash out, please.
right.
Where were they
I would
get
like to sell my ownership stake of Tesla. They're like, well, sorry, bruh, but
right? Well, think
yeah,
about
it's
that.
gonna take us a couple days to get the cash together.
We pay you in Tesla stock.
Yeah. Do you take right? Do you take Dogecoin?
I heard Meta had a big loss today too, but I could fucking keep up with it all.
I don't know, but I saw that the stock market didn't respond as well as I thought it would to a China trade deal.
Yeah, because it's really just kind of restoring the status quo.
I think the Nasdaq was down a full point, or a full percent, and maybe the S&P was down 0.5%. The Dow went up, but I think the other two were down for the day.
Crazy. All right, let's talk
Still
about
on a crazy bull run though. Crazy bull run. Just so you know, it's the market's running right now. It's going to be catastrophic. Catastrophic.
absolutely catastrophic. It's like 16 times worse than the internet bubble already, at least. Probably worse. All right, let's talk
I
about
just sorry. I just remember seeing people's comments the night they did SNL with Elon Musk, and like Dogecoin was running this whole time up to it, like big, 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 and then he crashed it. They shorted Dogecoin on the show, and I just remember like how catastrophic it was for people because they were like all in on Elon Musk selling them this Dogecoin,
yeah.
and dude, and they just wiped out, and that's oh, it's gonna be tough, tough to watch.
All right, let's talk about ICE. Uh, I picked out this one video from several atrocities. This one kind of fucks with me.
Llama al 661-803-81. I warned you. 81-23. I got kids in my car. I warned you. I got kids in my car. I have kids in my car. I'm not moving. She's just trying to help the dog. I'm just trying to help you. I'm not threatening you. Do not touch me. I'm not threatening you.
So that's a scene from Chicago, discharging a firearm inside of a car that had children in it. I don't know what he thinks he told her, but you can go fuck yourself because nothing justifies that action. Nothing.
What is there a reason behind the whistle? You know, people blow whistles at them.
Yeah, just to warn
Just to
other
warn.
people in the area that they're there.
If we do it like maybe twice, because then you can't like. I don't. No one. It bothers me a little bit. I don't know why. I
Because
hate
it's
hearing the
constant.
whistle. Yeah,
One thing that I worry about is that sometimes, like, I want to hear the dialogue.
me too. That's what I mean. Like I can't because I saw one where he was calling them racial slurs. So it's almost like you're giving them like a smoke screen on what they're saying sometimes too.
Sometimes, for
Yeah.
sure.
So I love that they're alerting other people. Like that's great, but sometimes I just can't hear anything.
Right. I know. I agree. I agree. I thought the same thing the first time I watched the video. It was just like full of whistles. But then, like, like you said, like, you gotta think about it. It's like, well, fuck. I guess that's what you got to do.
Right, right. It's very necessary. It's just
Yeah. So, they Kristi Noem today. Well, let's start with this one. So today, JB Pritzker held a press conference and asked a favor of dog murderer Kristi Noem, and she responded. So here's both his request and the response. What a convenient video. Thank you to the National News Desk for putting this one together.
No child in America should have to go trick-or-treating in fear that they might be confronted with armed federal agents and have to inhale tear gas. I've sent a letter to Kristi Noem and to the Department of Homeland Security leadership asking them to pause all of their federal agent operations for the entirety of the Halloween weekend. I'm asking for basic human decency.
Yes. Governor Pritzker has asked for Operation Midway Blitz to be on pause for the holiday weekend. Are you willing to do that? And if you're not, why not?
No, we're absolutely not willing to put on pause any work that we will do to keep communities safe. The fact that Governor Pritzker is asking for that is shameful. And I think unfortunate that he doesn't recognize how important the work is that we do to make sure we're bringing criminals to justice and getting them off our streets, especially when we're going to send all of our kiddos out on the streets and going to events and enjoying the holiday season. We want to make sure that they're safe. And if you see, even up here, we have individuals that we've picked up off the streets with our ICE officers and CBP officers that have assault against a child pedophiles, rapes. Those individuals don't deserve to be on our streets, and we're certainly not going to let our kids be victimized by them.
It's too bad they're in our government. But also, did you see how she used the verbiage "our children" and not just children?
Yeah. Yes. She means white.
Right, children.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Obviously, they are so thoroughly uh fucking racist at the DHS between the remigration thing. They've also put out like things like the Signal 1488 and all this other stuff. Have either of you guys seen the posters that they have of like these blue-eyed, blonde-haired white families all in like this like it's like restoring American workers. All right, we're gonna have to. I'll bring them Sunday. You're gonna have to. You're going to have to look at them. But it's just like it's so obviously racist. So obviously racist. Um, but yeah, so and she's such a fucking liar too. They always do that where they put like those pictures of like some random people up there and they're like, these are the people we picked up. These are the racists, rapists, whatever. You know like you know they're lying already because they're speaking. But like if you like the White House when they put out their videos, like they'll blur the faces on the people that they're tackling and arresting. And then at the end of the video, they will show a list of faces and be like, these are the people we arrested. So why did you blur their faces the first time, but then you show them at the end of the video? Because you're fucking lying. You're full of fucking shit. These are not the people. They're not real. There's actually reporting coming out, and it has not been confirmed yet. But so, well, I'll save that one then because the real numbers are bad enough. So, more than 170 people who are U.S. citizens have been detained already by ICE. And more people without a criminal record have been arrested than people with a criminal record by a lot. And that's crazy.
That, like detaining American citizens is direct violation of our constitutional rights. You fucking idiots! Are you not paying attention? Like, if they do it to them, they will do it to you. Do you understand that you are just not the target right now? Like, do you not see that you don't see them arresting Canadian immigrants or Russian immigrants or European immigrants. You don't see any of them. You don't see that happening. It's weird. It's almost like they're just picking a target. Like, I promise you that they will come for you next, bro.
And the way that they are arresting these people is an improper to arrest those people, even if they did have crimes. These people are not, you're not catching resistance or anything like that. They're simply throwing people to the ground, using illegal restraints, uh, putting knees to necks, which I feel like is just like is literally just it's a slap in the face to anybody who gave a fuck and was out there protesting Black Lives Matter in the first place. It's like they're all doing their best Derek Chauvin impersonation because it's knee on neck every fucking time, and that is just not normal procedure. And I just it I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like it makes me so fucking angry. I see red. So, like I said, this would be wrong if they were criminals. It's even worse that they are not criminals and that they are not, and some of them are U.S. citizens, which doesn't matter to me, but it matters to some people, so I'll mention it. Because no person is legal. This is a civil violation. It is less than running a red light or not stopping at a stop sign. It is less than or equal to a parking ticket. It is not something you should be dragged out of your car for. Your kids shouldn't have to be shot at, and no kid should have to inhale tear gas. Doesn't help any kid feel safe. You fucking bitch.
The same people that are like they shouldn't be allowed to do DUI checkpoints are like you should absolutely be able to detain people because they're brown.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Fucking idiots.
But you guys, no, stop because it's not about just white people, right? It's not about just that. These are criminals. These are real criminals, right? So the US, here's a headline for you. The US will limit the number of refugees to 7,500, which is an insanely low number. Like for this country, we need people, but they will lower it to 7,500 and give priority to white South Africans.
Huh.
Huh.
Is that actually stated?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's 100%. That is the actual headline in the Guardian. And yes, that is the yes, 100%. Yeah. We usually let in we usually bring hundreds of thousands of refugees. Um, just because we need help and they need help. It's mutually beneficial and the right thing to do, coming from war-torn countries and places that need them. Or alternatively, coming from wealth and privilege in South Africa, I guess. So, yeah, it's the most racist thing on the planet, and it's not even close. Uh, so Prince Andrew, real quick, was is no longer Prince Andrew. He
Hell yeah.
he's just he's just Andy Windsor. They stripped him of his titles, kicked him out of the palace. So you hear that, America?
Yeah.
Kick him out. Just saying.
They're like, actually, adios.
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out it's embarrassing
Yeah.
to have one of your leaders be a fucking pedophile who hung out with a sex trafficker all the time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder sometimes, like, especially like in the comments with the Snap thing. So let's talk about Snap real quick.
I'm
Um,
just gonna get pissed off.
okay, that's all
Well,
right.
let's talk about it.
Let's get there, okay? Because we got to get this out. So first of all, this is a decision separate from the shutdown that Republicans have made on their own to not release pre-appropriated funds for SNAP. The way that SNAP works, it is codified in law that shutdown, no shutdown, just like Social Security benefits, it gets paid for. Republicans use a derogatory word called entitlements to talk about money that we have already paid in taxes that is reserved for these programs. That is what SNAP is. So when they cut these programs, they're actually stealing money that we've already paid and appropriated. But I digress there. This is an intentional starvation of children by the GOP for leverage. I have Mike Johnson on video admitting it, but we'll get to that. First, I want angry reacts.
I don't understand how we've accumulated $1 trillion in debt in 2 months, and we're questioning whether or not we should feed fucking kids. This just sounds so like what world are we living in where the conversation is whether or not we should feed kids when we're giving tax breaks to the same companies that don't pay their employees enough to feed their fucking children so they get supplemental benefits so that they can feed their fucking kids because these corporate mega these fucking billionaires just keep taking. So not only do they pay not pay their employees enough, we supplement that income with our taxpayer dollars, the same money that they pay into taxes while working because they work for a company that refuses to pay them even though they record billions in profits. And then we supplement that. So now we are paying the employees of Walmart essentially to work at Walmart. And then they take those EBT benefits and they spend them at Walmart. The money is then spent at Walmart to provide food for their kids. And we pay for that too. And then Walmart takes record profits and we give them tax breaks and we pay for that too. And we're mad about feeding fucking kids. It's truly disgusting to me that it's even a conversation. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you can't see that they have fucking failed us, then you are missing the fucking point of this. You're missing the goddamn point. There is literally legislation sitting on Thune's desk right now from the Senate to for emergency appropriations to make sure that this is covered. It's got bipartisan agreement in the Senate. Easy peasy, ready to go to the House, and Thune's too big of a fucking coward to send it to Mike Johnson because he knows that they can't do it. And what's going to happen is Trump's going to come in, look like a fucking hero tomorrow, and save the fucking day and be like, well, we'll release the money. Everybody will get their checks. That's exactly what's going to happen. And he'll be like, look what I did for the people. When he didn't do anything except for risk kids starving. Like there are women, there are children, there are people that are like losing sleep at night because they're not sure how they're going to feed their families.
Well, I hope you're right about that. Well, I hope you're right about that because the kids need to eat. But Jake, I want to get your reaction to people's reactions. We're celebrating the fact that people are going to be losing their benefits.
Well, if those people are Christians, then I'm going to say it's not in the Bible to leave your neighbors starving and or not care for them. You can look up in Leviticus. I think it's 16 something, but make sure that
Why do they love Leviticus so much? Because isn't that where that one line is about the one thing, the
yes.
only line in the entire Bible about that,
Yes.
about the gay thing, right?
Yes.
That's where
Okay.
Leviticus, right?
That's where they pull their little gay card out, is
So it
Leviticus.
seems pretty important,
Right. And
right?
everything else in Leviticus is helping thy neighbor, making sure everyone is fed, less fortunate are taken care of, and everything.
Well,
So you
don't
cannot base this off of Christian values. You cannot base this off of moral values. This is just evil and attacking on the lower class citizens, which they love to do.
they love to do.
They love it. They think it's so funny.
Do you think they follow all of Leviticus? Do you think that they bury their shit behind their tent? Do they think?
No, they're
Do you think
all freaking cherry pickers. They find one verse in the Bible and that shit's set in stone. But any other verse in the Bible that is brought up that even could counter or say something else, they're like, well, that's just not right.
we don't want to take
They'll
that
find
one literally?
something. Right. And
Let's
like it's a
suck it down,
work
shrimp.
and like the writing, like it's been rewritten so many times. Also, like reading is meant to be interpreted in multiple different ways.
Hmm.
So you don't even know if you're interpreting it the correct way, which you aren't. They aren't.
No,
They're using it as a weapon, which is not Christian.
that
It's
actually might be the way it was written. I have that theory. I believe it may have been written.
okay. You could be right.
Yeah.
It might be, but it's just a mess. These families, I work with kids. I know some families that really rely on this stuff. And it's not like SNAP benefits are for not everyone qualifies. It's not like we're feeding everyone. It's pretty hard to get qualified. You usually have to have a job and you usually have to have dependents and like just to be qualified. So like it's not something that should just be
62% of SNAP recipients have a job. They
right.
work. They work. Most of them full time. Uh, another 30 some percent are disabled or elderly. And the rest are like kids. It's like a sliver of like miscellaneous, but it's like 60-40 of people who work and people who are disabled and can't work. So it is literally it's the most evil thing that you can do to say
hmm
this shouldn't exist.
Every one of their arguments is just null and void because it doesn't make sense.
What about the ones that are like, you shouldn't have pop, or they sell it to get their nails done, or these kids shouldn't have hostesses?
Okay. So do we know about pricing in the grocery market? You can buy avocados for 99 cents or the organic ones for $3. There are certain things that these SNAP benefits they can't even afford with their SNAP benefits.
$6 a
So
day.
these quick, easy, high fructose corn syrup meals are much cheaper and go a long way for their SNAP benefits to cover, let alone buying 3 bags of salad, which costs $18 when you check out.
Yeah, 100%.
They can easily get a full meal at McDonald's rather than go to a place that can serve them fresh and like clean. It's built to destroy them.
Yes. 100% societal thing. Also, I'm sure you both work in schools. I'm told that, and there was a point that I never would have connected because I never went to school, but like also like, you know, kids in school, like all the other, like how are you supposed to explain to the poor kid why the other kid gets an Uncrustable and a fucking Hostess in their lunch and you don't get one? Like, how do you explain that to a child? I feel like all those people who are like, you should only get lentils and fucking rice because it's got to be temporary. You got to bootstrap your way up. I feel like, well, I can't say what I feel like about those people, without you know. But anyway, I just feel like those people are the scum of the fucking earth, and I want them to know that.
Like these people are struggling to make ends meet, and they're like, "How dare you give your kid a little sweet treat? How dare you
Mhm.
provide your kid with some sort of something extra? How dare you?"
Yeah, they're sharing the second bedroom of an apartment with their two other siblings.
Right.
Right.
God forbid they have a fucking Swiss roll, you piece of shit.
And
Uh,
don't come at them parenting and judging their parenting when you're trying gentle parenting and your kid is screaming and kicking because you took away its iPad. Like it just doesn't add up.
yeah, it does not. The fucking sick privilege that comes with it. But how does this country respond? We send more police officers to guard grocery stores. That's been the response. Boarding up Dollar Generals. That's the response. Use this as an excuse to unleash the military. Go fuck yourselves. Now, the government shutdown is uh is something that the Democrats have decided to do as a negotiating tactic. It's something that they're doing to bring Republicans to the table. But the Republicans are not coming to the table in like any other normal person would. They're not there. So it is of their making for that reason. It is also of their making because they have majorities in every single house. It is their responsibility to govern. Responsibility, MAGA, do you hear me? That's they're required to do it. Okay. It is their job. It is not the job of the minority to govern. It is the job of the majority to govern. So they have to get it done. And that means either they bring Democrats on board, which they are clearly unwilling to do, or they change the rules, nuke the filibuster, and set up a precedent that I would just absolutely love. So why don't you go ahead and go for it? Nuke the filibuster, take all of the blame for yourselves when people's premiums go up, when their fucking food assistance goes away. Fucking take it all on yourselves.
They won't do it because
That's
it's
fucking pussies, Brad.
because the Democrats are the scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
They can say it had bipartisan support.
Yep. And this is why Chuck Schumer should have never capitulated in the first fucking place, because now they have your vote on that big, beautiful bill. Let that motherfucker pass. Let that resolution pass the first time. I mean, they let that thing pass the first time, and now he gets to be like, whoa, they passed it the first time.
Whoa. We had some technical difficulties there. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It was a little distracting, but we all lived. All right, and just real quickly for the folks at home, for the MAGAs who are inevitably coming into our fucking comments, here is Mike Johnson admitting that they're using it as leverage against the Democrats.
Reality is that this has been a stalemate for 30 days, and it's not just Democrats. You also have one of the most conservative Republican senators, Josh Hawley, who says at least please move money around to feed people. Why not consider that?
Because if you deviate from the goal of reopening the entire government, Chuck Schumer and the radicals over there will continue to play games with people's paychecks, their livelihoods. And if you do just part of this, it will reduce the pressure for them to do all of it, to do their basic job, and that is reopen the government. This is very real and very serious, and they can end it today. They can do it right now. All they have to do is, we just need 5 more Democrats in the Senate to help us reach the 60-vote threshold. We don't have enough Republicans to do the right thing on our own. We need them to do the right thing.
The right thing is doing things our way, or else. We're a bunch of fucking babies.
It's astonishing.
Astonishing.
If we feed kids, that'll give the Democrats the upper hand.
Yeah.
That's what he just said.
Yep. If kids eat, they won't talk to us, which they're not there to talk to anyway. So it's completely disingenuous. He's a lying piece of shit. But that's, should be no surprise. I mean, he's covered up for pedophiles his whole life. Why would he stop today? All right, we have to take a break. Let's hear from not our sponsor, because we don't fucking have any, and we're never going to have them, and because we don't fucking care for any of these goddamn corporations. But here's Ron Funches for hymns.
What's up, you limb dick ball fat bitches? It's me, Ron Funches, the CEO of Hims, and I am rich as fuck. Cause you fat motherfuckers keep on shooting them semi-glutides into your belly. We don't even know what's in there. It's mostly Play-Doh and sugar water. And I gotta say, thank you so much for providing us with all the pictures of your little penises and your bald heads. Because we are not under any type of government supervision, so I share those pictures with my families and friends on Christmas, and we have ourselves a laugh. We got products that make your dick hard to make you lose your hair, and then we got products that make you keep your hair and make your dick go soft. We are just making concoctions and giving it out to people who can't afford a primary care physician. So thank you, American government, for not allowing healthcare to be a right of its citizens. Because now I'm rich, bitch! You know that Dave Chappelle? He's a client, little dick.
We'll be back. All right, welcome back. What's Left Podcast? John with Jake and Brad on the Derealization Nation Media Network.
On the What's Left podcast.
Yes, on the What's Up podcast. Yeah. Yeah, almost fucked up there. Anyway, like and subscribe, if you haven't already. All the subscriptions are really adding up, and we really appreciate all you guys. The views are growing. Everything's really blowing up, and it's really special to see. And it's all thanks to you. So I want to start with bringing my turn to light. I'm gonna lead this one off because this is something that is coming into the news now, and I am very proud to say many people are taking it up. But only recently, there is a genocide going on in the Sudan. The images and footage coming out of there are treacherous. The RSF, which is a paramilitary group formed in 2013, has origins in the notorious Janjaweed militia that fought rebels in Darfur. They were accused of genocide and ethnic cleansing back then of the non-Arab population. It's a pretty powerful force, but they're going door to door, ripping families out of their homes, executing them. There are videos of people being tortured, being hung by their hands, hanging from trees, people being forced to bury themselves alive. Most of these videos are extraordinarily graphic, and just super hard to watch. It is vicious and vital. There's a video of a man getting they're not even running people over. They're pulling their Jeeps over top of people's, parking them on their chests while they scream. Truly dystopian stuff. Posing with kidnapped children. It's fucking disgusting, to say the least. This war has escalated, if you can call it a war. Recently, because the UAE, who is an ally of the Trump family and also technically of the United States of America, we do a lot of business with the UAE, especially in the oil and gas industry. But they have been sending weapons into this conflict. Basically, the conflict existed, was burning at a smoldering ember. I heard it described on a different podcast, which is a pretty good way of putting it, until 2023 when the UAE came and just started pouring gas all over it. British and American weapons have been found all over the Sudan, especially UK weapons, actually, more so reports. I found more reports of that than anything about US weapons. But regardless, the money that is going there is flowing from the US to the UAE and UAE back. We are the ability as the American government, as usual, to say the word and slow this conflict. I can't even call it a conflict. I don't know why they write shit like that. It's not a conflict. It is a genocide, and it is horrifying to watch. Just for an instance, 460 people were killed in one day in one locality, and that locality was a maternity hospital. It is very similar to what Israel is doing in Gaza, where they're attacking encampments for displaced people. Over 10 million people have been displaced in Sudan over the course of this conflict. Uh, they surrounded the main city, the last hold of the militia. They built a earth wall around it and began starving people out. Hundreds of thousands of people have starved to death. Children are starving to death as we speak. It is one of the most brutal things happening, maybe in history, certainly caught on camera. It is as brutal, more brutal sometimes, even than Gaza, and it is not getting the traction in the news. But we are going to talk about it here. Um, I have to apologize myself for not being more informed on this situation and not having an ear to the ground on it. And I promise that in the coming weeks, uh, we'll bring more detailed reporting on it to you. Um, but for now, um, I think it's enough to know these atrocities are there. The U.S. government can intervene if they choose to, and that we should be as loud about this as we are for the Palestinians, because human rights are universal, and people living anywhere do not deserve treatment like this. So that is mine for this week.
It is a bad time to have any sort of moral compass.
Yeah, it's rough.
It is a bad time. Like there's so many atrocities that we we didn't know about this. I didn't know about this until yesterday, today maybe. I had no idea of it at all because we're so focused on another atrocity that's happening in the world. Because that is the world that we're like creating for the future generations. I don't really care. Like I know that it's not going to be great for me no matter who's in office right now because it's going to take us too long to crawl back no matter how it goes from here. So this isn't about me. This might not even be about my children, essentially. But you know what I mean? We have to make a better world for everybody going forward.
Yeah. That I mean, if you don't believe that, I don't know. I know that a lot of especially these doomsday Christian types that are running our government now, they don't believe in care for the earth. They believe that everything is a means to the end of the afterlife, whether that's human life or resources, the planet. Uh, they don't care about those things. But in reality, where the rest of us live, that uh, is what we have, and it is what we are responsible for, is each other's lives, humanity, and this planet. And we needed to do a far better job of taking care of all of those things, I think. Um, yeah, truly brutal stuff. Um, hmm. Yeah, I yeah, like I said, we're gonna get more informed and be more on top of this from now on. All right, who wants to drop next?
Like, what is yours?
Mine's gay marriage.
I think
Yes.
Jake's might, yeah, flow into yours pretty good.
Cool.
Okay, so mine's more attack on human rights and civil liberties. So in Texas, they have determined that judges throughout the state of Texas can officially refuse to marry same-sex couples based on religious beliefs. So if a judge's religious beliefs can now dictate how they enact or enforce or not enforce the laws they aren't the laws that they are enforcing their own religious beliefs. So basically it's just saying if this judge feels like this is not with his religious beliefs, they don't have to follow through with it. The First Amendment, the ruling law of the US, like everything we should be following says like I have freedom of or no religion. You know what I mean? Like we can choose or not choose to believe in a certain religion in the United States. So your religion should not be able to dictate laws. In this place of power, as a judge, You should not be able to dictate laws based on your own personal beliefs. Just what I feel, what I feel like a lot of people should feel being in a judicial system. You should be completely based on of what the case is, not because the judge has some biases before. This is also in a terrible, terrible time because on the 22nd, Kim Davis, who is bringing up the case of Obergefell and Hodges again to the Supreme Court to get the whole law changed back to what it was. This is just adding more shit fuel to the already nagging, like, we're a target, the gay community, the queer community has been target of the big old bill, the whole plan. And now it's just like these little things that are just warming their way in because Kim Davis's argument was like kind of loose, but like now that Texas is doing this, it almost makes me feel like the Supreme Court's gonna be like, oh, okay, so now states are choosing sides. So maybe we should bring this up. Maybe we should go back and look at this again. So it's just giving the Supreme Court that okay, I feel like, to allow them to be like, sure, if people are having a big problem with this, maybe we should.
Well, remember they ruled in favor of the cake maker. Remember that case, or she didn't have to make the cake for the gay couple?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Oh, I'm actually completely cool with them as a public or as a private business,
Right.
not doing it based on their own private business. Completely cool with that. That's your choice. That's your freedom of religion, the same as it is mine. You do not have to do that. However, if you are a fucking judge, that does not constitute you not following the laws of the fucking land.
That is correct. That is
Yes, I'm all for it. Yes, you're free to do what you want in your private business. By all means, please do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
However, if you are a judge working for the people, you should not be able to go against the will of the people because of your religious beliefs.
Right. And be sure that small business will feel the fire.
Yeah. By all means, do it. Yeah, make your choice. That's on you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
By all means, please announce yourself as a bigot.
Right. Exactly. Let me know before I walk in. Like,
if you want to play that video of that sweet, sweet old man that I sent today, this one actually made me tear up. So
sure, absolutely. Yeah, I have so many thoughts on this too because it's just
for sure
utter bullshit. Hold on 1 second while I dig this one up because I thought it was one of your funny ones, so I have put it in the wrong folder.
No, quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite. All right then. All right, here we are.
I can just imagine how this conversation will go with some of my straight friends. I will tell them, did you hear the Supreme Court has agreed to consider taking up a case that could result in the overturning of gay marriage? And they will say, there, you don't need to worry. They're not going to get rid of your gay marriage. And then, when the Supreme Court agrees to take up the case, they will say, there, you don't need to worry. They're not going to get rid of your gay marriage. And then when the Supreme Court actually takes up the case and overturns gay marriage, they'll say, there, you don't need to worry. All they did was just return it to the states. They're not getting rid of your gay marriage. And then when my state decides to outlaw gay marriage, they'll say, there, you don't need to worry. You can just move to another state. You can still get your gay marriage. I don't know why they don't just tell me the truth. It doesn't affect them, so they don't care. And they find the whole gay thing to be kind of icky anyway. I would rather they say that than continue to minimize and trivialize my legitimate concerns about being able to live in this country with the dignity and the civility of an equal human being.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So simple. He just says it very clearly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a hard concept to grasp. Why? I don't understand how people just don't deserve the same treatment as everyone else. It's just asinine to me.
I'm sure he's seen a lot of shit being an old gay. He's seen it.
I was gonna say that too. Like just thinking about I like to complain being a millennial, how much stuff I've seen change in so long. I mean, this man lived through, several periods where it's just been like, there was the acceptance and then the AIDS pandemic or epidemic, whatever. But yeah, and then like the big reversal on the acceptance there, Reagan era, you know, finally gets gay marriage. And then just seeing like even just for example, like the Republican Party going from 60-40 support to 60-40 oppose of gay marriage within the past 10 years. Like that's a real roller coaster to have to ride. And yeah, I I don't know.
I remember bringing this up a long time ago and being extremely concerned, and I experienced the same thing that he was saying. Oh, they won't, it's not going to happen. This is the same feeling that a lot of people in my community are feeling. There's a lot of people from the trans and queer community who are greatly willing to move out of this country because they feel the threat and the fear and everything else that this whole fucking Trump cabinet, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is doing.
Yep.
And they did it to the Roe v. Wade.
I was just gonna say, if you think they won't ask a woman
right
about their abortion rights,
right
about their reproductive freedom,
they did it. They'll do this one too.
Yep, 100%. So, two things that I think are super important about this, objectively speaking. One is that this country is based on the rule of law and not of a single man. What that means is that the judicial system is a pivotal part of a functional democracy. So you can't just have all these willy-nilly opinions because people get emotional and cannot handle a situation. This is clearly outside of the law. Like this ruling is clearly against what the law on the books is currently, right? Like gay marriage is something that is legal. It is a judge's job to just marry people who want to be married. There is no fucking discretion. He doesn't get, when they ask if there's anybody who objects, it can't be the judge. That's not his fucking purview. Okay. So he doesn't get to decide. And on the basis of religion, it is not even correct to say that they're forcing the religious beliefs on this judge because nothing about them forcing this judge marrying a gay couple makes the judge have to do a goddamn gay thing. Not one single gay thing. But when the judge forces them to not get married, his religion is being forced on those people. So the argument that they are making is the opposite of the reality. The reality is that the judge is impinging on their religious freedom or non-religious freedom by imposing his own. It is not even universal among Christians, that belief. It is ridiculous on its face and stupid. But we have a fucking joke of a Supreme Court. And this is why, one of the many reasons why the establishment Democrats have to go, because they allowed Mitch McConnell, that old piece of shit, to put in a bunch of jokes for fucking Supreme Court justices. Three absolute unqualified morons are in the Supreme Court because of the Senate being fucking buddy, hunky dory all the time instead of actually paying attention and protecting people. Old school Democrats and old school Republicans have let this country down in a huge way and have obliterated the rule of law, which is supposed to rein in people like fucking pedophile, moron, asshole Donald Trump. Like that's the reason that we have him is because of this as well. The same reasons. We're talking about all of this stuff because the people who were supposed to be protecting the institutions and strengthening and holding on to the separation of powers did not. They sold us all out, and that's why we're here. There shouldn't even be a question because it's clearly the stupidest thing on the fucking planet. And like I said, their argument is the opposite of reality. That's the rant. I'm done.
All right.
All right. Go ahead and tell us about some more stupid people, Brad.
So we kind of already touched on mine, but I really need to drive home how much our government has failed us. Like, and I'm not just saying it's this administration. I'm not just saying it's right now. I'm saying for years, our government has failed us and it has led us to where we are right now. We have been chasing change and it's promised to us and it's not provided to us. So then they go the other way and they promise change and it's promised to us and it's not provided to us. So then we go the other way and continues the cycle over and over and over again. And we are not getting change. Nothing is getting better for the everyday American. And they're over here. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. They're over here just playing in our faces. Like, yeah, well, we don't really have to open the government. You know, we don't really have to do it. Like, we could just keep doing this and people don't have to get fed and people don't have to get paid because, you know, we have become so fascinated on red and blue that we can't come to the table to actually work on things that would better life for Americans. It's all about what the red wants or what the blue wants. When in reality, you're just fucking all of us. Like, no matter what, if there's no bipartisan agreement in Congress, then there is no point in Congress. If y'all can't come to the table and get shit figured out for Americans, then we should be allowed to get rid of you right now. If the government shuts down because of an inability for y'all to compromise, get out. See ya. Adios. But no, we're just allowing them to sit there and keep doing this shit. And like nothing is going to change. Like we have had opportunities to implement real change and we don't take them. Like real change does not happen. So we continuously sit here and do this and it's just going to be the same shit. At this point, I almost want to see it burn. Like I think that the point is like a full change at this point. Like I think that it needs to burn to the point that I'm almost like, run the bill, run it, pass it, let's go. Just go right now, pass the clean CR, and let's just see what happens. Because it's either going to change life for the better, or everybody is going to be crushed financially, and then they'll finally understand what the Democrats have actually been fighting for. Like, I don't want to say fighting because they're not actually fighting for anything because they don't actually want real change. But the reason they're stalling, so you can see how bad it's actually going to get. So you can see what's going to happen to insurance premiums. So you can see what's going to happen to your take-home pay. So you can feel all these things and be like, damn, this is crazy that any part of our fucking government would do this to us. Like they have failed the fuck out of us, and kids aren't being fed because of it. That's what our elected representatives have caused us, is for children not to be fed. That's what we have done with the division in this country, is now children might not be fucking. That's what our government has become. That doesn't sound like a constitutional republic to me. We elect constituents for us. That's the whole point of a constitutional republic for you people that are like, we're not a democracy. Yeah, shut the fuck up. You couldn't tell me the difference between the two. You just hear the word democracy and you think it's Democrats, so you're against it because you're fucking stupid. But either way, constitutional republic simply means we elect constituents that make choices for their constituents. Like we elect representatives for the constituents. And if they're not working for us, then get the fuck out. I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of the left and right, because everybody in the establishment is all the same. There's like 7 outliers that actually want real change in our entire government, and the rest of them are just sitting here playing the fucking game to make sure that they enrich their own lives. This is a waste of everyone's tax dollars. You're still paying taxes, and kids aren't being fed. It's not like your taxes stopped because SNAP benefits stopped. You're still paying the same exact amount of taxes, and kids aren't being fed. This is like the craziest concept to me, that people just like bootlick so hard that they're like, yep, it's the Republicans' fault. Yep, it's the Democrats' fault. When in reality, it's all of their faults and they're fucking us.
I'm going to do a pretty lazy thing and tie together the two things we just talked about, because I think there's value to it. So we were just talking about how they failed in these regards, and the reason that we're here. These are bought politicians, and they are bought politicians for a couple of reasons. One is simply because Citizens United passed, which is a failure of the same system, like the same reason they allowed it to happen, because Well, because it benefited them. We, as a population, Franklin said you have a republic if you could keep it. We as a population have had relative comfort in our lives. And change is scary in reality. And people have not been hyper focused on what's happening. We've been being driven over a cliff for over 50 years, but we have not been paying attention as a collective. We have not. And we have lost a lot of ground and lost a lot of our power. If we had paid attention before, we had a lot more power. There was a lot more power in the electorate in, say, 1977 than there is today. But we still have some power, but it requires even more mobilization than it did before. I think that, to your point, Brad, we need to be able to recall politicians at any time. Like Pennsylvania should absolutely be able to recall John Fetterman. He essentially switched parties. I mean, that is not the person he promised to be for the people. If they could collect 2/3, whatever signatures that they needed, and I'm sure that they could, he should be subject to a recall vote, you know, especially in the Senate because that's a 6-year term. But anybody, like, we should have more power over our politicians, because they do work for us, and they seem to fucking forget that. I don't know if they ever fucking appreciated it in the first place. Out of the over 500 members of Congress, you probably have generously 40 of them who actively try to do anything for us, even in this time of crisis. To the point, like with the shutdown, even this is like so out of touch. Like if the Democrats asked to fix one small thing, but they didn't pick a fight about the human rights violations that ICE is doing. They didn't make the fight about they didn't make the fight about the corruption, the nonstop, the billions of dollars that Trump is making. They didn't make it about taxation without representation on the tariffs. They should have made it about all those things. And now you see these things passing in the Senate. Like you could have called that a win. If you had demanded that the shutdown, you could have called that a Democratic win. It says, see, we told you, we got something. But they only demanded the one thing because they're still on the pool tested bullshit. Even today, that report came out that I shared with you guys in the chat where they're talking about they think that they need to stop talking about issues that they're weak on and start talking more about issues that they think they're good at. And that is the exact thing that they did in the last election. They left vacuums that are filled by right-wing media. If you don't talk about trans people, they absolutely will. If you don't talk about fucking abortion, they absolutely will. They will fucking hammer their point home. So you have to counter. You have to counter everything. You don't get to be lazy and choose. Doesn't get to be easy. There is no fucking analysis your way out of this. And that's why, like, our last hope is Zoran and Kat and Chakrabarti and Abdul Saeed. Like, this is our last hope at saving it that way. If this CR passes the way it is and things do go, we might be talking about this from the cell of a concentration camp. And that's no lie. They're building another one in Utah. And this one's for home.
That's what our government's doing for us.
Yes.
There's not money to feed kids, but there's money to detain U.S. citizens because they're brown.
Overtime for cops to protect grocery stores from losses from hungry children.
Yep. Not feed the kids, but protect the corporations.
That's where we're at.
That's what our government has done for us. That's what our government has done for us.
Yes.
I get so mad seeing people like last week it was no kings and now it's king feed me. Bitch, what are you talking about? I'm saying use the money you take from me to feed people. Use my money to feed kids, you ignorant fucks. I pay this king that you guys fucking represent to feed children.
Yeah.
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Not the king. Like what a fundamental misunderstanding of how this fucking works. Article 1.
They have no clue.
Belong to the Congress. The fact that this man is even touching or decides or thinks that he has some fucking authority over where this money goes is the whole
Right.
fucking problem. That's what makes him fucking think that he's a king. He doesn't have that right. He doesn't have that authority unless they fucking give it to him, which they have.
Yeah,
So,
like the whole tariff thing, the entire tariff thing, he had no power to do.
authority to do whatsoever unless they allow it. And they just allow it. They never fucking the founding fathers never guessed that they would have that the American people would like 400 fucking pussies who give a fuck about their own fucking power. They assumed that everybody would have too big of an ego to get ran over like this.
They're like, damn, we thought we were pretty clear on this, and you guys are fucking it up really bad. Didn't even
Yeah.
take you 250 years to fuck it all up.
Yeah. I mean, they were real obscure about like who got what rights, but the part about like who got to hold the money, that's pretty fucking clear. All right.
Yes, it's mine. Quick and easy, to the point. Congress has failed us.
Let's take one more break and then have a palate cleanser. This one is not brought to you by Walmart. Walmart closing stores in rural areas and hardening stores in preparation for starving children. Walmart is one of the biggest reasons that we are in the spot that we're in. All of their owners, the several sons and daughters, are billionaires, and yet their employees cannot afford to eat. These people who are on SNAP, many of them work for corporations like Walmart and Dollar General and Amazon. And these are the corporations we give the most money to in tax subsidy, in payments, and like Brad said, even the EBT money comes back to them. So fuck Walmart, fuck Dollar General, fuck Amazon. Shop as local as you can, and if you can, please donate to a food bank because, on top of everything else, they've got hundreds of millions of dollars from food banks as well. We'll be back.
Welcome back to the What's Left podcast. It's your boy John here with Jake and Brad. Here to bring some lightheartedness to the podcast this evening. This is where we take the TikToks that we get on our feed throughout the week and send a little bit of happiness to each other because this podcast gets dark sometimes. So without further ado, we'll let John kick off the podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube, Substack, TikTok. We really appreciate all the support. It's crazy to see what y'all have done for us. Thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We appreciate all the support.
Sammy Sosa just that. Only the real ones know. Before we get to the videos, Jake, I sent you a couple pictures of our vice president. So Charlie Kirk is dead. Charlie Kirk was a racist piece of shit. But he had this thing where he would go to college campuses and debate children. So in order to replace this racist piece of shit, they found another one, our vice president, and they sent him to Ole Miss, which is also a racist institution, historically. And this is him on stage with Erika Kirk, guys. They look
like middle schoolers slow dancing.
They do. They are not leaving a lot of room for the Holy Ghost, though. His Twinkie's getting a little close to her.
I was just checking Knuckles.
Oh, very hands on the hips, very close. There's another one I sent you there too. Yeah, this one. Like that kind of hug from a woman with the hand behind the head there.
It's crazy. My wife would fight abroad right now. She hugged me in public like that. Some random girl hugged me in public like that. My wife's definitely about to get it cracking.
So we all, yeah, with good reason.
Right.
Yeah. So clearly, this is the conspiracy floating around this because during this whole thing, JD Vance got called out for being an asshole to his wife, for having a multiracial family and being racist. Was asked to try to square that circle for them, and he couldn't. And he said, he kind of called his wife out. Well, I hope that she finds the Lord like I did, which is just whatever, fucking pathetic.
Oh yeah, because they asked about like how do you do this with your wife being Hindu?
Yeah, I wanted to play the whole video, but it's like 4 minutes long. She really
It
gives.
is kind of wild that they're saying that at TPUSA though.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know who let her in there. That's crazy. That's crazy. At Ole Miss.
Hmm.
Crazy.
Your
Toddy,
Christian
toddy,
racism.
toddy.
Yeah, they were just ratioing the situation. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
27-1.
But so now the rumors are swirling that JD Vance is getting a divorce and that they are planning the marriage between these two white people so they can whiten up their white nationalist fucking agenda to get this fucking pathetic, unlikable fucking loser elected to the presidency of the United States.
That makes perfect sense, dude.
I am like, you know that I do not bite for conspiracy. I don't think this is a conspiracy. I think this one's happening. I mean, I might be crazy, but this one seems like this is happening. They fucking, I don't know if I could say that without getting sued. But I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Tyler Robinson was not the person who had Charlie Kirk killed.
I can't wait to hear all the fucking sanctity of marriage people talk about how JD Vance's divorce is fine.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But let's keep it lighthearted. JD Vance is a fucking loser that fucks couches.
Absolutely.
And her pants did look like couches. Just like
Dude,
I was gonna
them
say
things were pleather, right?
that's
Those
what
were crazy.
that's what the vinyl pants were for.
right.
For
That
sure.
was crazy. Like grandma's couch back in the day had the plastic covering over it.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get to the videos.
How should I feel? Creatures lie here, looking through the window.
Who said that?
So that was my TikTok. uh,
That's hilarious. All right. Let me the cat- so it's a picture of the Velveeta microwavable mac and cheese, and it says, I like drinking the cheese water from these and pretending I'm a femboy Omega drinking my Alpha's golden shower. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right. Cybertruck at the strip club.
Cybertruck at the strip club. He's paying for lap dances with cryptocurrency. Cybertruck at the strip club. The kids are with their mother this weekend and every weekend. Cybertruck at the strip club.
And every weekend.
Available on iTunes.
Yeah, there's no way that man has custody without supervision.
Come with me to pick up my emotional support animal.
Oh, those things are delicious.
oh, can't go wrong.
You really can. It's hard to make a chicken taste better than those.
Yeah, they're really quality.
All right. They sell those everywhere. You don't have to buy them.
Jake, we hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'll buy you one to eat.
Right. Right. Right.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I'm willing to do it.
For the watermelon strawberry, you gotta go ahead.
For the listener, it's a watermelon strawberry vape at the bottom of a pretty deep puddle.
If you don't know the soundtrack, then come on now.
All right.
Jesus was born Jewish, but soon converted to carpentry as he followed his dad into the primitive chair and table industry.
What's ironic about Jesus Christ becoming a carpenter was he was actually named after the two words you're most likely to shout after hitting your thumb with a hammer.
Scholars believe he was a real historical figure, like Justin Timberlake or Garfield.
Whether or not they think he was the actual Son of God who performed miracles, like walking on wine or helping a deaf man see, they all agree he preached tolerance and forgiveness, a message so important his most ardent followers would eventually start killing anyone who didn't want to hear it.
I love that. Cunt on Life is so good.
It's so good. I've only started to see some of the clips. I've yet to watch the whole show. That is balloon. That half deflated Hello Kitty balloon says me heading to meet my friends for the plans I made when I was in a good mood.
Manic Brad makes plans that regular Brad does not want to do.
Relatable.
Man.
Relatable. That's not funny. That's not the one. Me trying to make friends, but I'm awkward.
I want my own ass.
Me too.
Great movie, actually.
So good.
Too bad Sandler's
Yeah, just fuck Adam Sandler.
I know.
Zionist.
But Julian's the cutest. If I would have had a son, I would have 100% pushed for Julian.
Yeah.
And then I would have obviously only called him Frankenstein's.
Me when I don't have my sweet.
The one, the one, cunt. The 2, 1, 2, the cunty, 1. The cunty.
I said that one for Brad on his journey.
Oh shit! I think that's it, right?
The one.
Is that it?
I think so.
Nice.
All right.
Well, then tell me something good, John.
All right. Shit. This weekend, mom and dad are coming up, getting all of the nephews together for the first time. So, well, first time with me being there. Jake, am I breaking news to you?
I forgot.
So we're gonna have all three of the kids in the same place at the same time. That'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Other than that though, just a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And trying to stay above the fray, but reading a good book, fuck. Round Clock Cuckoo, I think is the name of it. But it's truly excellent. I'll have to get the title and come back to you with that. And we are in the middle of Gears of War 5, which is a nice one. I've played that before. Jake is not. But it's a good one. It's a good one. Game of the year somehow. Back then must have been a slow year for games. Let's go next.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Today was my Friday at work. Tomorrow I have the day off, which is dope. Saturday I'm getting together with the fellas to play some softball. I think it's like we're playing some charity event. I don't know, but either way, it's gonna be a good time. Get together with the fellas, play some softball, do something cool. So, and then Sunday we're back in the cage with P for ball because apparently youth softball never stops. So back to that. But I love it either way. She loves it, so I love it. Just keep doing it. It's cool. But yeah, low-key weekend. The wife works all weekend, so here we are.
Oh yeah. All right, Jake.
Wicked 2. Got tickets already. My concert's coming up. I guess I'm hanging out with family on Saturday. Just found out.
Oh yeah.
Found out. And book I'm reading is The Wayward Witches. It's by Grady Hendrix. It's his new book. It's pretty good so far. I like it.
Nice.
I like a lot of his work, so that's why I want to read it.
That's cool. You not do it? Are you doing anything for Halloween tomorrow?
Oh my God, I should probably get a costume, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe like let's talk about going out somewhere. Do
Oh,
something.
like going out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? It's Friday.
I'm I'm wearing my Shattered Backboard Jordan 1s, orange and black tomorrow. That's all I know.
I want to be Kath from Kath and Kim.
My girlfriend is terrified of Halloween though, so I'm not sure how that I'm not sure how we're gonna get her out of the house.
The
We'll have
discoteca.
we'll have to do like they used to do to Mr. T and the A team and just like knock her out and then like wake her up at the club. Like,
Oh my God, so much fun.
oh shit. No, I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to convince her though. All right. That's it for the show though, guys. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for liking, subscribing, making us a part of your day. Really appreciate all of that love, and we said it right back. You can like and subscribe. You can do it on YouTube or Substack. If you do it on Substack, you'll get first dibs at any of our videos. You also, all of our stuff is and always will be free. We think that's very important to spread good information for free. Um, but you can help us out with a paid subscription on Substack. Uh, and if you buy the yearly subscription, I will absolutely send you a free t-shirt. No problem there. You can buy one on derealizationnation.com. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Until next time, I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.
Tax the rich, feed the kids.
Hell yeah. P.S. Shout out to Billie Eilish for calling out billionaires for not donating money to things and also
It's
money herself.
$11.5 million.
It's great. At least somebody's trying to feed some kids.
Mm-hmm.